Oh, who is it?
I don't know. We all pointed at each other. Hello. Welcome to Two Girls, One Pod plus Tina. I'm Melissa.
I'm Crystal.
And you guessed it, I'm Tina.
Process of elimination.
Right, yeah, there's one left. If you're listening now, be sure to hit the like, subscribe, follow, download, share, and comment buttons all simultaneously. I thought I was going to fuck that word up, so I said it slowly. So if you could please go and do all those things if you like our content. And if you don't, you wouldn't be listening. So I really think that you like it anyway.
Bye.
I'm having a drink tonight, ladies.
Cheers. Me too.
Cheers. Oh, Crystal, where's your drink?
It's in my Tupperware water bottle.
Drinking
and
water.
it contains water.
Oh, Crystal, I'm disappointed.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm going to tell you, I was out and I ran. And even though it was cold out, I was a sweaty fucking mess. Okay.
What does that have to do with not having a drink right now?
It's nice to picture, but I don't understand.
I need to replace the water content that came out of me. It was like I had to peel my jacket off of my arms.
You know, beer contains water, right?
Yeah, it's like the first ingredient.
It also contains gluten, Tina, and I can't have gluten.
That's true.
Well, you know, you're just being difficult right now.
It really is.
As always.
That's Crystal. That's Crystal.
That's true.
I was running. I can't drink. I'm like, you earned it.
That's
like,
right.
You run.
And I mean, if anything, you know, vodka looks like water.
That's true. I'll keep that in mind next time.
So
I'll have some on hand.
Yeah. She'll be like, hey, look, I'm drinking vodka. Nah,
it'll be
water, right? You know the trick she's gonna pull.
Well, no, because her face won't screw up immediately after she drinks it. Like, there's no way Crystal drinks vodka smoothly and looks cool. Sorry, Crystal. I've been friends with you for 14
That's true.
years. You don't look cool drinking vodka unless there's like a whole pile of cranberry in it or a lot of orange juice.
I don't drink orange juice.
Yeah, I don't like vodka cran.
Orange juice tastes like barf, period.
My God.
Excuse me? You don't like orange juice?
No, it's like the worst fucking thing that was ever invented.
Okay, so what do you drink in the morning?
Coffee.
But that's it. Like you don't have like a little bit of juice or something?
No.
Don't
Coffee.
like orange juice? What about mimosas?
I prefer not to, but if it has champagne in it, well then I'm willing to go for it. You know what I mean? But
oh, okay. Well, I know our listeners, if you're following along this far, you're probably thinking this is a regular Fresh Episode Friday.
but it's not.
It's not. This is a Big Brother after show. We just needed to talk about alcohol and our lives because it has been some weeks since we got on and did this after show and we miss each other.
Yeah. Oh, but before we forget, Tina, I would like to talk to you about this whole thing. We're trying to get everybody on board voting for your Tomcat ladies.
Ah, yes.
For the hockey team, because you're trying to win a contest, correct?
We are. Cara Hockey has put off a contest. And of course the Tomcats have made it to the final process of it. And if we win the 10,000, it's going to be donated to the female division with the Paradise Hockey. So more females can get involved with hockey.
Yes.
So how can we vote for you?
They can go to the Cara website, I believe. What?
I said, how can people vote for you? And then I'm like, for the Tomcats.
That's right. It's for the Tomcats.
Solely for you.
It's my Tomcats girls. Yeah, it's the hockey crowd. It's 1 second. Let me pull it up. See, I wasn't prepared. I didn't know you guys were going to throw this on me.
Deb actually messaged us, and I'm so happy that Crystal brought it up because I completely forgot.
Shout out, Deb.
Thanks, Deb, for getting in touch. But yeah,
I have the link here.
While Tina's looking for that, I'm just gonna say Crystal and I met a lot of the Tomcats girls at Tina's when we made her be our best friend. And honestly, though, they were probably the nicest group of women that we've met in like some time. Like we're friends with like all of them on Facebook and Instagram now. And what a supportive group of women you got there.
They're all about empowering, other women. I would never have joined or even attempted hockey had it not been finding this group of ladies. You know, just very encouraging. I mean, it's an intimidating thing to do at 40 years old, to strap on a pair of skates and all this gear. But you know what? Each and every one of them are a fantastic group. They do so much for the community. We've done many fundraisers. I know a lot of the girls with some of their co-ed team as well. They've done a lot with the Heart and Stroke Foundation, the fundraiser that they do for there. And I mean, they're after, you know, raising, you know, thousands upon thousands of dollars for various organizations. So, you know, it's we'd like to give back to the Tomcats for doing everything that they're after doing for female hockey. And yeah, so we need the votes. It's the nextstride.ca/vote, and that will give you the form to vote for the Tomcats.
So the next stride.
Yep. .ca.
THENEXTSTRIDE.ca
/vote.
/vote. So go on there. It's one vote per email.
Yep.
So go on there, use multiple emails if you have
Use
them.
every email you have.
Every email you have, because let's face it,
Make new ones.
Age where it's just one and done with emails anymore. Like I know I myself, I've got 2 real estate emails, one old one that I created when I was like 12. We have a separate podcast email. So, you know.
That's right. I've got several as well. So, you know, yeah, it'd be great to help the Tomcats out, you know, put your vote towards them. You know, they do a lot for female hockey, and yeah, it'd be great to give back to the younger females in the Paradise division.
And the older ones.
And the older ones, yeah, for sure. Yeah. But it's the, I think it's the youth division out there. I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on it. But yeah, they do a lot for female hockey, so it'd be nice to give them that prize.
And I mean,
can I just say
more?
I love that you're like, don't quote me on it. It's like, this is recorded.
I know, right? Well, you know, don't quote me on it, but
no fact checked, but I mean, like, so doing something like joining a hockey team is intimidating regardless. Like stepping out of your comfort zone is intimidating. So the fact that like the Tomcats offer this program where even if you don't know what a blue line is, you can go to your team and they'll explain to you what a blue line is. Because Crystal and I still don't really know what the blue line is, like our friend Blue Line here now knows. But you know, it's something that like we had discussed because Deb mentioned to us too. She's like, you know, are you guys want to try out for the Try the Hockey team? And we don't have the timing right now to get it, but I'm like dying to come. We're going to come see a couple of games or practices at least. And then at some point you will get us on the ice. Like
definitely. You've heard it here, folks. I will get these two on the ice. And when that time comes, I will be taking some video for you all.
No,
don't quote her on it though.
Part of the agreement. Pushed into the.
They do a lot. And I mean, you know, they're currently running a learn to play program before our season officially starts. You know, we've got a lot of new females kind of in trying hockey, you know, right from people who've never ever skated before in their life, right up to people who haven't played, you know, in 10, 15 plus years. So it's great to see the wide range of skill levels and just everyone helping each other. Yeah. It's great. They're a great group.
Cool. A friend of ours just joined actually the Learn to Play. And she's in her early 40s, I believe, as well. She might be your age, Tina. I'm not sure. But her son has always been in hockey through the years. So like when she was getting ready for like the first practice, she was like tying up her skates and her son was making fun of her because she had her Canadian Tire skates on or something like that. Some kind of
she posted a picture of it.
So cute because they were also like they were joking around with her, but they were so proud of her for stepping outside of her comfort zone and doing this thing that like she knows all about it, but she's never tried herself. And she said she absolutely loved it.
Yeah, they're like I said, I can't say enough about the Tomcats. So get out there, cast the vote for them, the nextstride.ca/vote, and let's get them that prize so that they can do so much more for hockey.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll be looking forward for updates on that. You can also follow Tina's Instagram page and our Instagram page. We'll be putting the link up there. We'll probably do it instead of just a story. We'll do like an actual post. So
Yeah,
you can go find it and vote.
Yep.
But yeah, you didn't come here to hear about Tomcats hockey, even though you were enjoying it. Let's get into Big Brother. So we're
all right.
Season 23, fucking the most. I just have to say, so we skipped a couple of weeks. It's the end of summer now here in Newfoundland. But we got busy and there was a lot going on with Big Brother. We were doing a little bit too much. I think we kind of burned out. So we took a little bit of a break. We're back here now because the Cookout made it to the final 6. And before we get into tonight, I just need to give the Cookout their flowers because that is the absolute best, hands down, best alliance in Big Brother history.
it was really awesome.
It was, and you know what, just the whole strategic way they went about it and nobody kind of caught on.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Like
kudos to the Cookout. Phenomenal.
It is one thing for an alliance to make it to the end.
Yeah.
Like, okay, cool, great. And I mean, this alliance had a lot of fucking loose threads.
Yeah.
It almost fell apart like 75. How many times did we say in this podcast, oh, this is the end of the Cookout, it's falling apart?
Yeah.
But they managed to stay together because they're working on a greater good. Like they had a stronger why, and it really does come down to your why are you doing this, right? So they had a stronger why to keep it together. So they kept it together. But it wasn't just the fact that they stayed together to the end. Like you said, Crystal, it was the strategic side of it where it was like, okay, well, there's 6 of us, but what wasn't you? Jesus, guys, I've only had like half of a can of this drink. I swear to God. Anyway, like you
cut
said,
off
like you
right
said
now. Cheers, Crystal.
So, but
Crystal is now Tina, and Tina is now Crystal.
hey, listen, okay, since we're calling me out, we're gonna take a side note here, people.
Here we go.
I don't know if you remember this, because I don't think I've ever called you out on it, but I'm calling you out on it now because it just popped into my head.
Is she pointing to me or you, Crystal?
No, real Tina.
Okay, real Tina.
Oh, me.
So way back when we interviewed Tara on our Tara interview, it wasn't like a Big Brother after show. When we interviewed Tara from your season, Big Brother Canada 9, and you surprised her on the episode when we were chatting, you had said, we were talking about slop, and you had said something about, slop is really gross. I don't think Melissa would be able to handle it. Would you, Melissa? And I'll never forget it because I paused and I was dying inside because I was like, she means Crystal. But
I know.
And because I was like, Crystal looked at me, she's like, well, would you? And I was like,
see, in my defense, this was early in the stages of our friendship. And you know what? You both kind of get on the same way. So it's like, whatever, like one is the other, in my opinion, right?
Do you remember?
I actually do remember it quite well. Because I was like, God damn it. I'm surprised she didn't call me out on it.
Oh no, I was being nice then. I didn't know you well enough to be myself. So I was like,
so now we'll just hold on to that.
Oh yeah.
Until months later when I can't call her out. Brilliant.
Yeah, that's what she does.
When it happened, your face totally changed, but you rolled with it so well.
Oh yeah, I rolled with it. Oh yeah.
You don't know who I am.
Yeah.
I don't know what we're talking about.
Anyways, yeah.
I was just gonna say that they're a strategic team. Like the way that Tiffany planned out, it's not just the 6 of us. We all need to be shielded to better hide the Cookout. Yeah. I'll have a +1. We'll all have these +1s that are expendable.
Yeah, expendable.
I gotta stop.
Like the Sylvester Stallone movie.
Yes, that's why I was confused. I was like, is that available? So anyway, they were all expendable, and I just thought that was an absolute genius plan. So kudos to the Cookout. Kudos to Tiffany.
Yeah.
And
she had such a good plan going in there.
And then it all just crumbled.
The disappointment.
Oh, all right, Crystal. Where are we with the notes? Because Tina and I didn't take any this week.
Okay, so we started out Thursday, and basically Tiff is on the block next to Hannah. And it's just this is it. This is it.
My heart was breaking. I was like, no. Yeah. I really believe and truly, Tiffany was the mastermind behind, they all came together as a collective group, and they all kind of walked in knowing that they were going to become a collective group. but it was just the strategic part of it. Oh, Tiffany, like she had my heart all season, and I was so sad to see the two of them up on the
I know. And like we said it right from the beginning when she came out with that whole big master plan, we were just like, man, this is fucking genius. Like we were all like, she's gonna make it to the end because of this plan kind of thing, right? And then so we but I found it funny because then of course she went, well, not funny, she went right into, okay, my back's against the wall. I need to try to get out of this. Like she didn't just lay down and die. She was like, well, she's like, listen, I like you, Hannah. You know, I would prefer that, you know, we didn't both have to go, but I'm working this. And she went for it too.
I like, okay, so leading up to that episode, we saw when Tiffany was HOH and she had to put Claire on the block. And I'll tell you that I know that was the week that she lost most of the trust.
That's what happened.
The rest of the cookout, right? But everything inside me was screaming because I thought that her getting HOH was the smart move. Although, yes, it put her in a bad place with the cookout. They were dwindling in numbers, and she had to start thinking about her own game. And the truth of the matter is, she had Claire. Claire was her number one. She had Hannah. And in the cookout, as much as they had a final 6, there were members of the cookout who did not have Tiffany's back. So it came down, like in my mind, I know that the cookout, they were doing it for the greater good, but in my mind, I was thinking, $750,000 on the line, you're in there to play a game. At what point do you step back from the alliance and realize that, hey, I'm actually better off breaking from this alliance because I can't trust A, B, and C when I've got the people I trust over here, So I definitely.
But not only that, like, why give Kyland another win at that point?
Yeah, exactly.
It's just another win for him in the end game.
Another notch on his resume.
Yeah, and I can see exactly where she was coming from, like that she was sitting there saying, okay, well, like we have an option here. Like if I can hold on, why wouldn't I hold on? But I do think that was what put the nail in her coffin.
I think
100%.
I agree. And I think she tried to save face. I think when she didn't think that fucking, she was going to have to put up Claire. No. And when it came down to it, she had this decision. Do I stay with Cookout or do I show my loyalty? And put Claire up, or do I just branch off, draw the line in the sand now, and we all duke it out to the end? And, I see where she was coming from because she's like, okay, if I break this off, like I have to put Claire up because otherwise I've got all of these enemies coming from me.
Yeah.
So I get why she did it, but I really, really wanted her to not put up Claire in that moment. I wanted that to be the end of the cookout. I think that they're a fantastic alliance, but I want Tiffany to look out for Tiffany's game. And I think in that moment, she looked out for the best interest of the alliance and not herself. And I think that's,
but but then it goes back to, the kind of greater good of it all.
Right.
When you're in there and, you are playing for something else, not only just for yourself, you're playing for, something of a major significance that needed to be done. That was more important at that point. Some people might get to a certain point and say, you know what, not turning my back on this person is the most important thing. The end game doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like you do get in there and you those things do change.
Yeah.
So, for that, I can 100%, agree with her move there. However, I think what it mainly boiled down is that, I think that the other members of the cookout realized that Tiffany was the stronger player. Now, Kylan said he wanted to go to the end with the stronger players of the cookout. So he's not really given her the credit that she deserves for that. Now, whether or not that's just, him just not wanting to admit that she was the stronger player.
Yeah.
Who knows? But
I think Kylan up against Tiff or Xavier loses. He's up against.
Hands down. I think if Tiffany got to the end, hands down, she would have got it.
Yeah. I think the thing about Kylan is I never really took him as, and I still don't really, took him as like an arrogant player, but But at the same time, I am seeing a little bit of like, well, I feel like I'm the best, so I want to go up against the best, and he feels Xavier is the best.
Yeah.
That's it, right?
It's great for Xavier's game.
Can I just talk about Xavier's game here? Don't
complain because I'm obsessed with Xavier.
I do. I really, really like him. I think that he's playing a really great game. I think he's very, very good socially. Yeah. But I will say this. I think he talks a lot about how he's throwing the competitions, and I really don't think he is. I just want to throw that out there.
Yeah.
Yep. I just think that maybe he's just not as good at certain competitions, but everybody expects him to be.
In his defense on that, and I would have agreed with that had the last couple of episodes not have shown that he won when he needed to actually win. When he walked in with the mentality of, I need this POV, or I need this HOH, or I need this whatever.
He's a comp.
He gets it.
Yeah. But I think that depends on the competition.
I think he's the Adam Pike of BBUS, because Adam Pike won every fucking competition that was thrown at him. And I'm still trying to figure out how. And I think Xavier's doing the same thing. I didn't mean that in like a rude way. I just meant like how you just win all of these competitions. Like you just walk into them, it doesn't matter what type it is. You just keep winning.
Mm-hmm.
And so people just have that natural ability to just excel in everything that they do, right? And you know what? Kudos to them. Phenomenal.
Yeah.
I don't do that.
I gotta work hard or cry it out.
I fumble gracefully.
We've seen you stuff.
So does Melissa.
Yeah, no.
She really does.
So quick sidestep. Crystal, what's the next note of Thursday's episode? I really wish I brought two of these down with me. We may have to pause and take a break soon, guys.
Oh, Lordy. My next note was when they were in the episode and Big D was like laying on the couch, and I was dying because they were all getting him going, saying that they wouldn't take him on a trip, and he was losing his shit.
I know,
he was
right?
Just like, you would have to take me to Vegas. I would be the best thing ever. He was like, Brent? You're gonna take Brent?
Yeah.
Died.
Not even bread. I want to party with Big D so bad. How much fun is he on George Street? Can we do a petition to get him to George Street?
Can you imagine Big D on George Street and a Newfoundland traditional kitchen party?
Oh my gosh.
So much fun.
I need him at a Shanniganuk party.
God.
I think he would be a really great person just to know in real life. Like just a fun, great guy to be around.
I think so too.
Yeah.
My next note was Kai goes in to talk to Aza, and she's like laying in the bed, and she's like, "How you doing?" And then she immediately regrets it because he's just, my note is like,
that's
what is
that
he
kind of moment?
About? He was just like standing there for a minute, and then he went off on this whole like series of things that I don't even know if they were related. Like it went into religion.
Did it look like he was caught off guard? Like I think he went in that room not realizing Aza was there.
Yeah.
And then it was like, and he was just totally off guard. It was hilarious.
It was so weird. It was just like the weirdest like consecutive thoughts that I have ever seen come together. And I'm like, I'm pretty out there.
Listen, you know what? I'm sure it made sense.
In his mind.
In his mind, yeah, I think so. But then she's just like, I immediately regret asking him, and I will never ask him how he's doing again.
Like such a loaded question. You know what I mean?
So funny.
Like good or meh, could be better, but it just goes off.
Right? Who's that comedian? Oh, was Tom Segura?
Yeah.
That's what he says. He's just like, there is like two answers to that question. It's like fine or good. Move on.
Yeah, that's right.
So funny.
Oh, anyway, and then I guess mostly we get into jury. So there's a whole lot of jury playback, and so we get like the whole succession is just like SB goes in, she tells everybody what's going on, and then she just
so heartbroken,
right? Yeah, but she kind of outed the whole cookout. She let them know, and then Claire comes.
But you know what? SB is still very bitter about Kyland.
Oh yeah.
In that jury interview, you could see on her face anyway, she's
Yeah.
fucking mad. Like she
Yeah.
is mad. And I think she's thinking a whole lot of things that she's not saying. I think she's biting her tongue on a lot, and you could see the frustration in her face. And then she's talking about Kylan, and the biggest thing she's upset about with Kylan is that they were so close. But she said there were a lot of things that he lied to her about that were unnecessary lies that didn't even need to happen to convince her of anything. They were just like bonus lies. So I think like she understood covering up the cookout, but I guess he might have went a couple of steps further and gave her some different information, or maybe she thought that they were lies. Maybe they were really true. I don't know. None of us will really know. But if he makes it to final two, I know that she was like his number one, but I don't know if she would vote for him in the end.
I just being on the stage and going through the whole jury process, those kind of emotions tend to kind of disappear pretty quick when you're in that moment.
Yeah.
Because you're there to do a job, and that's to select the best person who played that season from your perspective.
But do you think
I honestly can't see her going in as a bitter juror. I can't.
She always seemed like she had more of like, I can step back and separate my feelings from the game and I'll crown the winner. But then when we got into the game and watching certain diary rooms and stuff, she took a lot of shit personally. And it makes me reconsider. I think
she did, but I don't know. She's a huge fan of the game, and just I don't know. I honestly don't think there's going to be any bitter jurors this year either.
And I also think that like spending more time in the jury with everybody else, and then like Claire comes in afterwards, and like
we start to piece things together. And something that the US do is they show clips of the kind of competitions and stuff. So it gives the jury members a little bit more kind of to go on. I don't think you're going to see any bitter juror members this year.
No. She would be the only one I would think. Because all the rest of them, I believe they're like, they get it and they're figuring out, who they're going to vote for. But Sarah Beth, I'm on the fence. I'm like, she might not that I think she'll be a bitter juror. I just think she might be a bitter Kylan juror. Do you know what I mean? They were so close. I think she feels personally betrayed by him because he was her number one. So I feel
at the end of the day, I don't think she's going to have to worry about it because I don't think final two anyway. So
I really hope he doesn't. I know that's bad. I'm just on board for the fucking Xavier win at this point. I'm like, whoop whoop, like jump on the X train. Let's get him to final two win. Like, let's move it along, because I think that the whole season for me, it was between him and Tiff. I mean, I was back and forth between like Tiff and like maybe a couple of other people, but like Xavier was always like a strong player right from the get-go. He started the cookout. Tiffany excelled it to a whole new level. He kept it together. And then, like we got to final six. So like between the two of them, they were the masterminds. They were the ultimate two. Now that she's gone, nobody else has made any kind of crazy moves to make me think that they're more deserving than X.
Yeah. See, the difference you have between Colin and Xavier is Colin wants to sit next to a strong competitor. I truly believe that that's what he wants. Xavier, however, wants that end prize. And I don't think he's going to take any chances. When it comes down to it, he's not going to take any chances. That's just my opinion on it right now, in terms of, I honestly don't think he's going to be sitting beside Xavier, unless Xavier happens to pull something out of a hat and ends up taking Xavier, but I don't think that's going to happen.
It's really just going to depend on who wins that last.
Well, you know what? It depends on. Well, I think we're jumping ahead. Ahead. We've got some more theories, but I completely agree. I think X has the smarter gameplay. Oh, I could go on.
It's good.
Next note.
So vote comes down. Tiff goes home. Shocker. Right? And then they get surprised with the double eviction.
Dun dun dun.
Right? And so then, but it was a 2-round HOH. So Azza and X win the first round. And then, shockingly, Azza wins. Shockingly.
Like so
I was like,
well, that kind of comp kind of reminded me of the whole Jed and Tara comp.
Right?
I think everybody
That's what I
expected
was
Jed
thinking.
to go in.
Yeah.
And it was kind of, a ball comp as well. But, Tara, being the underdog at the time, kicked ass and got in. So Azah kind of did that as well.
Did the same. I know. I was pumped for her because it was like her first win, right?
Something with the girls in the ball comps. I don't know. I don't get it. Dying.
I'm gonna leave that one right there.
No. Okay, so I agree. Like, I don't think anybody expected Azah to win that one. But it was nice and it was surprising, and then equally disappointing because I thought she was going. I knew she wasn't going to send Derek. Like, he's her number one. But she couldn't put the two fucking big, strong players on the block. She put little old Hannah.
So I understand to a certain extent, because if she said that she had made a deal that she wouldn't put him up first, but he knew that he was potential for a backdoor. They already had that conversation, apparently. I don't know when it happened. But anyhow, that's what she told Hannah. That's what I know.
Well, when you get to this stage of the game, like, her plan was to, put up X and send X home, but it was to calm Hannah down.
Yeah, she had no intentions of doing it.
Yeah, she wanted Hannah to go. And I'm like,
right.
At this point, you're in the end with the cookout. Tiffany just went. You're already like, it's at this point, it's like individual game, right? She did not look at, okay, how am I going to make it to the final two? She was still playing in the cookout mindset of the majority wants Hannah gone. So let's all trick her. I'm part of this. Like, these people are going to vote with me, instead of, oh shit, these two guys are fucking skating by. If they survive this double eviction, which is a really golden opportunity to get out a strong player, now the weak players who haven't been winning any fucking competitions all year don't have a chance. You know what I mean? So she should have kept Hannah.
And I think that she might have been able to persuade Big D that Kylan and X are going to the final two. Like, you need to come with us. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it could have been an opportunity to put a twist on it for sure.
Yeah.
I think that she's still friggin' got puppy dog eyes for X, and she's hoping that he's going to take her to the final two if she's, I don't know, agreeable enough. I don't know.
And he might.
Yeah, he very well might.
If Derek goes home this week, he'll take Azah. Like, he's going to take the weaker players because he can win against them, and so he should.
Right. So she nominates X and Hannah. She says that X is the one who's going home. And then they play the veto. And P.S., What the Bleep is one of my favorite.
I love them.
It's the funniest. Every single one of them, I just sounded like somebody. Anyway, I was...
It's always dirty. It's always
dirty. It's my favorite.
So good.
Always.
And then Kylan wins the veto. And he, of course, which this is something that clearly Azah never thought about, takes Xavier off. Because now both of them are safe. So she has no choice but to put Big D up. And then Hannah goes to jury.
Yeah. Hannah's face, guys.
It was so sad.
It was so
sad.
Really, it was, because it was to a point where I don't think they needed to really string her along. Like, if they were all kind of just dead set on voting her out anyway.
Just tell her.
Yeah.
Right? It's bullshit.
Even the faking, I'm going to put X up. Let's send X home. Like, Azah had said that she just wanted to keep her calm. Don't keep her calm. Fucking, you got like an hour. You have an hour.
Yeah.
Like, be uncomfortable.
It's not like you even have a week.
Yeah.
Right?
You don't have to listen to her going around the house, like, losing her mind for a week. Like, send her home. Yeah. Tell her.
But we don't really find out then until Friday's episode that Azah actually had Hannah as the target the whole time.
Yeah.
She confirms it in that episode.
Truth.
And then, but then you see Hannah, like, basically going crazy, trying to convince the guys, like, keep me.
And they were still telling her that they were going to keep her.
Yeah. We're going to
just, like, I didn't see the point of that.
Right. And then trying to decide, like, oh, well, who's going to throw her a sympathy vote? And then it was like, well, then that puts Azah in the tiebreaker position.
Yeah. Which, like, okay, listen. So X,
which, like, you know what, would have been good for Azah's game, because then she kind of could have flipped it a bit.
Yeah.
And said, okay, you guys are going to do this. Kylan, you use the veto. boom, here's one back at you.
Yeah. Right.
That would have been perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but in order to do that, she would have had to send fucking
Big D home. So she was in a precarious position.
I mean, if it was Big Brother Canada, she would have done it because fucking BB Can makes big moves. I'm sorry. I'm all caught up now. I know I've been texting you guys all week. I'm all caught up on every season that's on the Global TV app I have watched. And I'm sorry, Canadians are friendly by like rumor, but we are ruthless in Big Brother Canada because I've seen all of these people just send home their best. Like fucking season 5, Karen sends home her number 1 ally just to piss off Kevin. I won't get into it, but so Azah could have done that if it was Big Brother Canada, but it's not. It's the US, so
Yeah.
Sorry, US.
Well, realistically, like you said, if she had been looking at her own game, she would have put up Kyland and X regardless of the situation, because that would have been the smart move for her. Like, you just sit there and think to yourself, like, yeah, great, you want to be taken along, but you also have to sit down and say, okay, well, at the end of the day, I have to be able to say I did something. You know what I mean?
Okay, think about this. If Azah had to get that fucking HOH and send X home, and it was her like decision, even if it wasn't her decision, the fact that she put him up, if she could have got him to actually go home, the only way to do that would have been to put him and Kylan on the block, because who's most likely to win the veto? Those two guys. Right. If Kylan's on the block, he's taking himself down because he can't risk it. So he takes himself down, then X isn't safe. Then she could have put Hannah. She could have put Hannah up and then voted out X. And then when she gets into the final 2 chairs, she can say, I voted out the strongest player in the game. It was my plan to get him on the block and all the reasons,
Yeah.
And maybe then she's got a better chance at winning more competitions in the future, because then maybe she doesn't win the next HOH, but maybe she can win veto. And then the final HOH, like it was just a bad move.
It was. I really do think that she's just playing to X and hoping that he'll just take her along. That's all.
I think she's just too sensitive. I really think she's just the sweetest person.
She is 100%.
She's just going with the majority still because she doesn't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
Yeah, maybe.
Right.
I understand that she's super loyal to Big D as well, too. Like, so, and she wants to stick together with him more so than Hannah, but I don't know. Anyway, Big D.
I mean, the other side of it too is, maybe her intention with Big Brother was, for the whole experience of it all. I mean, I don't think she has really referred to the end game and the end prize as much as the other ones.
No.
So maybe for her, it's, let's just see as far as I can go for the experience. Who knows, right? You don't know what her personal situation is either.
That's true.
That's a good point. Enjoying yourself, just happy to play the game. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Fuck that.
Who knows?
We both her own, right? Come on, girl. You let Hannah go. But I mean, in all honesty, picking Big D.
But I think she did regret that move, though. There was a couple of times where the screen was on her and you could kind of see it in her face. It was like, I don't know if I should have did that.
Because I don't think she clearly did not realize that Kylan was going to pull X down.
Yeah,
I don't think she realized that they were as close or that they had a final 2.
Well, I mean, Big D didn't know it was going to happen either. He was a little
pissed.
Yeah.
Pissed, right?
His reactions. Oh my God, I need to be his friend.
I know.
Like, I just want to be his friend. But like, Azah made the right decision in picking Big D over anybody else, because if she gets to final 2, if she decides who goes with her, say it had to be between Big D and Hannah, she picks Big D, I think she's got a fair shot. I think if she picked anybody else, she's getting second place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. So, it is her number 1, is the right one, I think, for her, but she messed up with Hannah. That's all, which like you said, she probably regrets now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
But then that's that. So I guess what happens next? I think I stopped taking notes.
Well, now we move into Friday's episode.
No, we're in Friday already. So then they play another HOH because.
Where's your notes, Melissa?
Yeah, I got
Stay up to date.
I only have Friday notes.
Right. So Hannah's gone home. They play another HOH, right?
Yes.
Do they?
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
I did make a couple of notes. Like one of the notes that I did make when I was watching Fridays was Kyland right to use the veto? Like, and I'm not saying that yes, he was or no, he wasn't. I just fully wanted to get this conversation going to see how you guys felt. Should he have used that veto on Xavier for his own game?
Mm-mm. That was a mistake, and I guarantee you it's going to cost him $750,000.
I think that's the game-changing move.
Mm-hmm. For him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, for one, they had a final three, the boys did.
Yep.
So it outed that he thought Xavier was more important to him than what Big D was, because by taking X off, Big D automatically went up. Right. So he already showed where his loyalty was. So now that final three crumbles.
He could have made a little bit more loyalty with Azah by saying, I'm going to keep the nominations the same. Right.
Right.
He kind of just like pissed everybody off in one quick, swift move.
Yeah. But I think he was really just hoping that Xavier's going to treat him with the same loyalty, but you know, it kind of comes down to like the Jed Ty thing in terms of loyalty is only going to get you so far. Yep. Because at some point you have to play the game for yourself.
Tara said it, God love her, when everybody was targeting her in that ball competition on Big Brother Canada. And she said, you don't play Big Brother in teams. And I think, Crystal, that night, I think we had discussed it and we're like, well, you kind of do to an extent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, there is a point in time where you understand only one person can win.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And even, yes, somebody else gets second place. Like second place is a fraction of first place. You play to be the winner, not even just for the money, for the title, for the status, for the I won Big Brother. Because it's a fucking, like, you're going in there for months in isolation without seeing your family. Like that's like a lot to give up to not give it everything, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, like, you know, you are playing in teams, but at some point you got to start cutting off limbs and just.
And I think that the transition happens quickly. It's like
very quickly.
At one point you have alliances. Next thing, now you don't. Now everybody's in it for themselves, and this is just how it has to be, right?
Yeah.
We've already discussed Azah. That was my next note after the question. And Hannah's face, because they re-showed it this week. That's why I thought we were talking about Thursday. It's you know what? Because she looks like a child. Like she's very, very youthful. Like she looks really young. So I'm looking at her and then she just looks so heartbroken and sad. And I'm like, I just want to hug her. She reminds me of my daughter. I know we're probably the same age because I'm only like 24, but you don't need to laugh that hard, Tina. That could have just been a small chuckle.
I appreciated it.
Oh, Crystal. Anyway,
I mean, you're not up in my bracket, but you know, you're not down in her level either. I'm sorry.
Right? Not even close.
Yeah.
You're closer to Tina.
Yes.
Right?
I would say rude, but it's completely accurate.
It is accurate because so am I. So
I mean, you more so. Okay, we're off track. But yes, Hannah just breaks my heart. Her little puppy dog face and her little puppy dog eyes, and she's just so like.
She was just so heartbroken. I mean, you know, she just didn't know it was coming. It was the same.
And she was a really good player.
Oh my God, the strategic way she talked about things and just. She knew she had everything kind of mapped out in her head about she was very, very, very good.
She was. It's a sin that she went. Where'd she go? Bye.
I'm sorry. I clicked the wrong button. I was trying to mute. I had to clear my throat and I hit stop video by accident. We're good.
Oh, we thought it was just the Crystal and Tina show.
So anybody listening, not watching.
Are you pretend to be frozen again?
Oh, Tina.
Oh, fuck. Right, she's so good at it.
YouTube was really the place to be to listen to us. So I turned my video off for a minute by accident. That's what they were talking about. But Tina does the best pretend to be frozen, like freezing herself.
Like epic.
Yeah, it's really, really good. I'm just dying though for her to do it like in her kitchen on one of these videos, and like one of the dogs.
Everything else is moving behind.
Sherry to come over.
Sherry walks behind.
Yeah, something like that. That would be amazing. But all right. Yeah, with Hannah's face, my note I made next. We may have already said all of these things, So this is what happens when you're more loyal to the alliance that. Guys, I promise I'm on the water now. My one drink is gone. I'm on the water. There's no more alliances. Tina's tired. Alliance. Okay. This is what happens when you're more loyal to the alliance. Your own game. Oh.
I can't even look at her.
I can't. Yeah, you know what? That my note doesn't actually fully finish. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. We'll move on. I did make a note in this about being the greatest alliance in Big Brother history, but because of it, it made for a really boring season to watch because everything was predictable. But anybody watching this,
He's talking out and out and out, and we're just cracking up at our alliances.
I fucking hate these girls. Can somebody send me some new co-hosts? Who's listening? Jamie from the UK, are you listening to this one? I need a
Jamie.
co-host.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Where's Tara? I'm calling Tara. Tina, you're fired.
Oh shit. Listen, I wasn't getting paid anyways.
Hey, we gave you a shout out to our 300 followers.
Oh shit, hilarious.
Oh God.
Okay, alliance.
Yes.
Alliance.
She's
Now
trying
I'm
to be
like
very
nervous.
serious.
Can you imagine if
Love
I actually
it.
got picked for Big Brother Canada? The whole time I'm going to be in there, afraid to say alliance, and it's going to be like Big D talking about evoking people.
Evoking.
Not only I'm going to be like, well, I'm in this alliance.
Fuck that one up too. Is evoke, not
Evoke.
Yeah.
evoking.
And this time he said, what did he say this time?
I to evict. He doesn't
yeah,
say I vote to evict. He would say I sadly to a vote.
But he
Or
didn't say that
He
this
did.
time.
No, it was something. It was in conversation. He'd said something, and I know what you're talking about, Crystal.
Right?
Yeah.
I've had
And I was
this
just like,
conversation
what
with
the
people where they're
fuck?
like, people are like, is he doing it on purpose? I really don't think he is. Like, I think he's just like,
But
he's like,
but then the last two votes, he's been saying them right. So
Yeah. I've really,
I don't
He's been saying him almost right.
okay.
yeah,
I think the last one he was just like, I sadly to evict
exactly.
such a person.
He
So he
doesn't
still
say vote
misses
to it.
something. Right?
And I think it's just the
Oh.
pressure is on in that moment and he gets nervous and like all the words don't jumble or they
Yeah.
jumble out properly.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's nerve wracking
I'm just gonna
because
ask
he's
this.
live too, right?
It's live, and I'll also ask this and wink to me, Tina.
Oh, I'm gonna clear my eyes.
Is there a because maybe there's a teleprompter.
I'm not saying a word.
No, I don't.
Okay,
think-
I'll wink to you. It doesn't work that way.
Are you saying that, Crystal? Okay,
What?
my question is, are you saying that because you've been watching the TikTok videos of people who have to do the teleprompter challenge?
No, I don't watch TikTok.
Oh, me neither. Yes, I'm young. I'm young like Hannah. We're all on the talk.
Okay, so what's gonna happen is tomorrow I'm gonna post a meme about it, and Tina will know what I'm talking about.
Wait, what?
What? So anyway, then there's a friggin' HOH
He's
competition.
pausing now.
I don't know what you're talking about. You guys suck. I'm friends.
But you know
HOH.
what? When we torment you as much as we do, it just means we love you, Melissa.
It's true.
Yeah, just like back when boys used to pull my hair and mom said it was because they had a crush on me. They didn't.
Sometimes they did.
My 18 years old, my 18 years of virginity will tell anybody that they didn't have a crush on me. Oh, we're opening up a whole pile of worms here tonight. So
Big brother, track on. Big brother.
next one. My next note, Crystal, you might have a better note. My next note is Xavier said that his loyalty is with Big D. So that did surprise. Jesus Christ, guys, pull it together. Anybody listening, they're still laughing at me. FFS. I'm gonna pause this and go get another beer in a second. This is what's gonna happen.
Okay, yes. So anyway, Xavier and Big D, just like this.
Yeah. She crossed her fingers.
I crossed my fingers.
Podcast. We can see each other, but it's audio. We get like 40 views on YouTube. There's not a lot of people seeing it.
Oh God.
So basically, they're like two peas in a pod, is what I'm trying to say.
Oh boy. Yeah. So
Yeah.
but that surprised me because I did think last week that Xavier and Kyland were both loyal to each other, which I
The
thought
magic of television.
But yeah, no, Xavier is more loyal to Big D. They've got a final 2, and that's who he plans on being loyal to the end.
It's not loyalty. It's that he knows that he would
he's
have
gonna-
a
he
harder
knows he'll-
time.
He knows that Kyland might give him a little bit more of a run for his money
Exactly.
at the end game.
So
Yeah.
you look like you've been crying. Are you okay?
I'm all good. I'm all good. All joy.
Tears of joy.
Oh, guys, we got to start getting on the gummy bears and doing these.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, Jesus. Can you imagine? Never mind alliances.
I already
It'll be
can't
some
feel
lovely
my
words
cheeks.
coming out then.
I'm like, my cheeks are sore.
You remember that thing we used to do in school where it was like you put your hand on your cheeks and you pretend
Hi,
it
My name is Chubby. My mom is chubby, my dad is chubby, and I'm chubby.
And you say, one day we were driving in the car and we go really fast, and then I said, slow down.
No, Tina doesn't remember that one.
You're our age. You're our age. You didn't do that?
We're gonna have to cut that out.
No, Crystal,
Yeah, we
you
need to edit.
are and Melissa.
I'm fine. And she forgot who we were again.
I don't know. I'm losing it. All right, guys. Let's try to keep it together. We got a couple more notes left.
Oh yeah.
Couple more
Blame
notes.
it on us then.
So I did note that Xavier's game, he deserves to go down in Big Brother history. Because from start to finish, even creating the cookout, keeping it together when it almost fell apart 75 times, the strategy has to get to the end, throwing comps when he needed to, winning comps when he needed to. He is by far, hands down, the best player in Big Brother history. Except for Tina, who's crying, trying to hold this in so bad. All right, guys, we're gonna take a break.
I'm just going to tell you, Tina,
All good.
if you had been in the house with us, clearly you wouldn't have been able to keep your face as straight as what you did most of the time because
I think she would have. You would have.
Oh yeah.
not with us.
Unless one
Hands
of us
down,
came,
my dear, you wouldn't have cracked a smile.
unless one of
No?
us came out of the shower without our clothes on by accident to get our microphone. Because
Yep.
I rewatched that episode today.
Or Kyle on the fashion show.
Mm.
That one
Yeah.
had me in the stitches.
Yeah, you broke a few times.
I did, yes.
You broke a few times.
Yeah.
You can have a good time when it's time to have a good time. But
That's
you
right.
Reel it in
Yep.
if it's not nighttime.
If it's not too late and past bedtime.
If it's late past bedtime, you just get the sillies. Okay. So the final of it, can we please break down the final 4? So like, what are the scenarios? So right now we know that Xavier won. He has HOH, so he is in final 3 regardless. However,
Mhm.
it doesn't matter who he nominated. He nominated Kyland and Azza this week.
Yeah.
So I think he
Yeah.
did that as well to make sure that he's proving his loyalty to Big D. Right.
Right.
However, whoever wins the veto this week is really who owns the power. So
Mhm.
they choose who goes home. So Xavier said if he won the veto, he would leave noms the same, which would mean Derek F would have the decision on who went home. And
Yeah.
he's going to send home Kyland.
Right.
Yeah.
So, in that case, Xavier wins the whole show, I think.
Yeah.
If
Yep.
Kai wins, who does Kyland send home? Azza?
Oh, easily. Yeah. Yeah,
Yep.
because he's already he's loyal to
he's
his
playing the
final
loyalty
3.
card.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And then if Big D wins, he's going to send home Kyland. So really, and if Azza wins, she's going to send home Kyland.
Of course, because she
Right.
loves Big D.
So if it gets down to, I think if Xavier's in the final 2 seat, he wins. He's in final 3 anyway. If Kyland is in final 3, it's a toss up on who's going to win the final HOH.
Well, that's the thing, right? Because that's something to consider, from a jury standpoint is, who brings who to the final 2. I mean, that's a huge, huge thing, right? Like, if Colin wins and he takes X, well, that's a point then for Colin in his notch to basically say, okay, well, you took the strongest player, whether it be a dumb move, who knows? But a lot of it does come down to who takes who in the final, right?
I think it's key to win that final HOH like that. I mean, it's not just having all the power there, but like you said, if you're brought along, you are considered a lot more of a weaker player as opposed to if you make the decision on who you're sitting next to, right?
Yeah.
If Kylan and Xavier are both in the final 3, then I think one of them wins final HOH.
For sure.
If Kai goes home this week, obviously I think Xavier takes it. So I think it'd have to be a wing and a prayer for Ozzy to be sitting in the final 2 seats.
Yep.
Like
I think
she
so.
either goes this week or finale.
I don't think she makes it past this week.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of want X. I'd like to see X pull out a win with this one. I want him to get HOH, and then because he's just racking up all the points on his little checklist.
I think Colin's going home this week. I'll be shocked if he doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it'll be a huge move if X does win and send Kylan home.
Yeah.
Because not only that too, Big D also got to consider his end game. If he actually gets taken to the final 2 and he's the vote that sends Kylan home, that's a notch in his belt as well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Even though X put him up, he's the one casting the vote.
Yeah.
So,
true.
you know, it's something he can use as part of his resume.
It wouldn't, like, I don't think he deserves a win over Xavier. However, if it gets down to it, it really comes down to, like, say if it's in between Xavier and Big D, it comes down to those speeches. If now, I'm saying that,
X is going to win it.
Not going to have a good speech, but say if
happen.
he did have a good speech, like it could really speak to how great he's been doing in the house socially with his relationships to be able to make it as far as he did, because he did have a lot of different alliances.
Well, even Kai said at one point in one of the episodes, I can't remember which one because I watched them all at the same time. But he did say that Big D is actually doing a lot more in the house than people seem to realize, right?
Yeah.
So
if he could get it together to explain exactly what it was that he was doing, he may have a shot.
Yep.
But
we'll see how it goes.
If it's against Xavier, it's a very, very small one.
Even if Kylan gets to final 2, I could see him getting a bit kind of nervous.
Same problem.
in the end, you know what I mean? Like it's a big moment. It's live. You're trying to come up with answers on the fly, and I know, you probably have the night before, you're pacing back and forth, you're running all the scenarios, but you never know what questions are going to be thrown at you. So yeah, I mean, I think Xavier is going to be hands down, will handle it top shelf.
Yeah.
Any questions thrown at him, he's going to have an answer for it. It's the lawyer. It's the lawyer, right?
Right.
I want to see it like a courtroom drama. I just want to see him stand up and address them all and just answer those questions.
Can we just say that even though I know that they put out their suspicions, the fact that he hasn't cracked it all and even just kind of like said, yep, you're right. Like all this time, most people kind of let it go at some point. You know what I mean?
No, that stuff sticks with you, man. If you know that that's going to be used against you, you don't open your mouth.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah. I could see that.
Yeah.
I want to do a different prediction. I predict that after this season is over, Xavier goes on to do acting. Because I can see him on like Law and Order SVU or something. Like he's very easy on the eyes. He's an amazing speaker. He's good looking.
And I think that was
but I meant it twice because he's extremely attractive. So I think that if he makes it, when the show is over, I think that CBS is going to have him on an episode of something, maybe as like a guest role to be like, let's
CSI.
The audience, CSI, yeah,
right.
Putting on his sunglasses in slow motion with a pun.
Listen, can I just tell you how fucking excited I am that CSI is back and that Grisham is back? I just want to say it. I'm sorry.
They're doing a CSI Vegas?
Yeah. Well, it was always Vegas.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm a huge Survivor fan, and Survivor's on in 2 days. And I cannot fucking wait.
Well, if you would like, we could not do a Survivor show because I don't watch it.
No problem.
Tina Start up a podcast and have us on as guests for your story. And we'll watch just those episodes. We won't know what's going on, but we'll just like throw stuff out. And then we'll laugh while you're talking. And we'll try to just flip flop the whole show.
Yeah, you won't.
But we'd be so much fun though.
She would be like stone faced on her own show, guaranteed. She'd be like, "You two are fucking me up."
She would.
I got your numbers.
She'd have a blast with us on her own show. She would have just as much fun as she's having right now. You'll see.
I just want to point out that she did actually refer to this whole situation as a friendship. So,
oh shit! When did I say that?
It was earlier, and it's recorded, so we are going to quote you on it.
I'll listen to this back. I don't know
what
happened. Like I think I said it in our stories there the other day. I'm very narcissistic. So I will be listening to this a few times. Most times that we're talking, I'm looking at myself.
Oh my God.
I'm looking at Tina because I'm like, is she going to crack? Are we going to laugh together? Is this what's going to happen? We're going to make funny faces and Melissa's not going to notice.
I noticed something, but no, I don't notice because I'm looking at
You're looking at yourself. I know what's up.
All right. We're going to end this and then we're going to go talk about going for drinks. Not tonight because it's bedtime. But stop it, Tina. Jesus, she keeps freezing. And I'm like, she's chunking. She's chunking out. But no, she's not. She's just faking it.
I got to practice. Not now.
See, I would practice, but I'm afraid of dead ear because this isn't visual.
Yeah, but see, I know you got, you just keep talking. So, like, I have time to do it.
She's like, you two won't shut the fuck up.
It's why we have a podcast.
That's right.
And our numbers are dwindling. No, I've been climbing. Like I've been shocked. I'm exactly expected it. Yeah, no, we were pumped this week. Our numbers like shot right up.
Hey, like, Tina. Sidebar.
Oh shit, here we go.
Does that thing behind your head turn on? Like, is it a light? Turn around.
Your Super Mario thing.
Your Super Mario thing? Your Super Mario block?
It's a pillow.
Oh, well, that's disappointing.
What about the fisherman behind you? Does he like move his legs?
No, he just sits on the shelf.
Tina,
did you say he's a fisherman?
Yeah, it looks like he's got a sou'wester on.
Oh, I thought he was a leprechaun.
Because of his green.
He's got a sou'wester on. Jesus Christ, you can't see that?
There could be Newfoundland leprechauns.
That's a little fucking close.
Okay. Shit. I've got a question. Can you walk over to your CD shelf and read out some names of the CDs that you have behind you?
No. I would, but there's not CDs there.
What are they? Are they tapes?
No.
Are they 8-tracks?
No. That's my Atari collection.
No way.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you just got a bigger fan in Crystal. Look at her face.
I'm sorry, what?
I have the Atari. Oh yeah, I have the two different Ataris there.
Are you serious?
Got what else did I got up there? I think I got a Commodore 64 or whatever up there.
I was about to start calling you old because I thought they were CDs, and I was like, "Can you just throw those out?"
No, I've got a vintage game collection.
Oh, you just got a new best friend in Crystal.
You didn't show me this because the dogs were in that room?
Nintendo, Super Nintendo, all that stuff.
With the doggies.
Is that correct?
Right. You're in the room that you were in that the doggies were in when we were hanging out.
Yeah, it's kind of off that room.
Because we're best friends. Don't say no. Well, she's not allowed to say best friends because Tara got mad at us for saying best friends. Because
she did.
She's like, she's not allowed to be your best friend. She's my best friend, but we're allowed to be friends with you.
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool.
Okay. Another quick note before we sign off, because I know you guys are too eager. Can you read us some of the book titles behind you?
Jesus Christ.
What are you reading?
She's not reading them. They're on a fucking bookshelf.
I have the Divergent series.
Fire you when we're partners?
I have the Jesus Christ. You want me to read them or not?
I'm sorry. Continue, Tina. We're listening. What's Divergent?
Yeah.
The Divergent series.
I have those.
What else is over there? Becoming Michelle Obama.
Ooh, is that good? You didn't read it yet, did you?
No, I did. I did really.
It was great. It was fantastic. Not crack.
What else have I got over there? The Breaking Dawn, New Moon.
Oh yeah.
What else
Those
is over
are
there?
you gotta have those. The Twilight one.
Dan,
Yes,
couple
oh
of
my.
Dan Brown books.
What's your
And then
favorite
there's-
genre of stories, of books?
You know what? I like the kind of dystopian kind of series, like the Divergence. Plus that one, the Hunger Games series.
Oh yeah, that was so
right?
good.
Yeah, so I like that type of stuff.
I love those movies.
I like the books. The books were better.
Big
True
time.
story.
I like books on tape. So, and comedy books. I'm reading Mindy Kaling right now.
I like horror stories.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
You lost me there on that
I
one.
like horror.
That's why I have so many nightmares.
It's why
I cannot stand horror.
No,
I'm
I
like,
cannot stand it.
I was here last week and I watched like an episode of the newest episode of American Horror Story. And then the next morning I got up and I looked at Jason. I was just like, I don't know why I had so many nightmares. I don't know what's wrong with me. Like, and he's just like, might have something to do with what you watch before bed.
but you know what? This series, I'm really loving it because it's like horror, but it's not scary. Like I'm finding it more like corny horror, almost like what the old
is, yeah.
were in like the 90s. But like enjoy anyway. Okay, we're getting into a whole new topic.
Way off.
Yeah, because like I'm looking at it going, I don't think they want to hear about that.
Yeah.
But you know what? Who knows?
All right, fans, if you're still
knows?
listening, we're gonna sign off. But remember to
Sorry.
Tomcats Hockey.
Sorry.
Vote for Tomcats Hockey.
Yes.
Like our Instagram, Facebook. Follow us wherever you listen to your podcast. Go on YouTube, click subscribe, send it to some friends, and tell them to send it to more friends. Cause like I think you need like 1,000 followers or something to make like $1, and we've got like 40 followers, which is we love you guys, but we need more.
Yes.
So
But we need
on that note, I'm gonna gear up this music because I know you only come here to watch us dance. And Tina said that she's strict for this one. So get ready.
Oh, I could say something now, but I won't.
All right, we're gonna save that for after the show. And bye.